Hello everyone, my name is Lorthorn and welcome to part 2 of How to Vampirism. This is though not vampirism so to say, but vampire hunting. So maybe we should call it Vampirism Hunter? No, that just sounds wrong. Alright, so if you are still a filthy vampire, there is a way to purge yourself, as stated in the last video, but to cover it yet again, you build yourself one of these things, an altar of cleansing. Then you walk over, slap it, and if you're a vampire, it will murder you and respawn you as a not vampire. From there, you have to get yourself injected by creepy men with hats to become a vampire hunter. Don't believe me? Well, follow me on this little journey and I'll show you how. To become a vampire hunter, go to a village. Find a vampire hunter's house. It'll be the house of little vampire fangs. You can also become a vampire by stealing those fangs and pricking yourself, but that's not what this is about. Now, they will have a back garden or a front garden, which will be growing garlic. Harvest some of the garlic, and then in here, you will see this chair. You want to get yourself a needle to inject yourself with garlic juice. It's rather terrible if you think about it, but anyways, it'll make you a vampire hunter. I'll go show you now how to make that needle. Making the needle is very simple. All you need is glass. These blocky bits and this thin bit. Boom, you got yourself a syringe. Now with the syringe, you need to fill it. To fill the syringe, you just put the garlic bulb with the needle, and bam, you got a garlic injector. Now if you can't find yourself one of those villages, but you somehow manage to find yourself some garlic, although I think they actually require to be near each other, although there might be garlic seeds. Yeah, no, I don't see any garlic seeds. Anyways, this is still somehow managed to find it. You can actually craft one of those chairs. It's kind of simple. Just requires some red wool, a bit of iron, and a bottle, and you can get yourself an injecting chair. So, that is all you really need to do to become a vampire hunter. You can also inject yourself with this stuff here if you are a vampire hunter, and that will make you un-vampire hunter and make you back into a vampire. Then you can purify yourself to be normal again if you want to be, or you can be a vampire because that's much cooler than being a filthy vampire hunter. Right then, so once you've gotten yourself the needle, you can simply click it onto the chair and you will get yourself very, very, very sick. Because you've just injected yourself with garlic, you bloody idiot. After you've achieved level 1 vampire hunterness, you want to build yourself a stake. Now to do that, get yourself some sticks and a block of wood, and bam, you've got yourself a stake. And now you have a stake in the fight. Sorry. Now with your stake, go kill vampires. If you kill vampires, with the stake right there, then that will give you vampire blood, this stuff. Now you take this stuff, the vampire blood, over to some vampire hunters over here. Hello? Ah, he's running away. You take it to the vampire hunter who's attempting to run away from me, and you give it to him, and he will level you up. And you've learned something new, and now you know how to stab vampires better with your stake. Now each time you want to do this, it takes a little bit more vampire blood. Now that you have a huge supply of blood bottles from killing all those vampires, you can proceed to go to a vampire hunter and go through all the levels with him in training. So take your extra amounts of blood balls, and he'll say this will require 5 more for me to train you, and then he'll say this will require 12 more for me to train you, and now he'll say you'll have to find someone further experienced to train you. Once you've achieved level 4 as a vampire hunter, you'll start needing to use a research table. That can be made with garlic, a book, and vampire fangs, and that will give you the lovely hunter's research table. The research table needs to be filled with stuff, so you are missing 1 book for this ritual, it'll require vampire things, it'll require vampire blood, and it will require a vampire book. As you can see, the hunter's intel table will require a good amount of fangs, a vampire book, and a normal book. Now, you can't actually even level up with this book though. You have to go to that vampire hunter trainer I showed you earlier. So if you are a vampire hunter, it's best to stay near one of these guys so you can do your training. Now he requires iron ingots and, well, that seems to be about it actually for this level. So he requires just iron ingots and a book, and that will level you up to the next level of vampire hunter. There's no fancy dancy explosions or lasers shooting your face. And from here you can choose to pick of one of 3 tables. Now these ones each have their own different sort of flavors going down the road. So there's the hunter's table, which is how you make a whole bunch of different weapons for a vampire hunter. There's the alchemy table, which lets you do alchemy, make potions, create the vampire repellent diffusers. And there's the blood potion table, which lets you learn how to create potions out of vampire blood, which can buff you in different ways. So the alchemy is like making alchemical fire that can burn vampires. It's making potions that hurt them. It's making holy water. It's spraying garlic juice everywhere. Weapons Master is a guy with a bunch of crossbows and stake launchers and super cool armor. And the blood potion table is making potions that make you faster, make you stronger, make you a better hunter, and so forth. So you have to sort of choose a path to go down. And you can master one path and get good at another one, or you can get good at all three but not master any of them. It's sort of a pick and choose. We are going to actually choose the hunting table. We're going to get enough levels to cover all of them, but we're going to go with the hunting table just to start with. Now, the Weapon Hunter's table is a fairly straightforward recipe. However, it requires a lot of iron to work, and you will also, to use it, need a bucket of lava. So you fuel the lava in there, and then you'll look inside, and there's a whole bunch of recipes slots here. An extra whole 7 of them. Now, this is because the recipes are a little bit bigger than normal. So for a basic crossbow, which we'll just cover now, we can get the Vampire Hunter's crossbow here. And being creative mode, of course, we can fire it without needing arrows. And it fires pretty nicely. Reload. So you get yourself this crossbow here. Now, there is a whole lot of Vampire Hunter weapons. And they have more and more advanced recipes. So this requires the doublet skill. You'll see that when you're doing the crafting, you can either choose doublet or swift attack. So this will reduce the cooldown. Or you can get a double crossbow. This has enhanced crossbow or enhanced weapon. And so basically you will actually see that this will limit your hunter capability. So again, we look at the recipe here. Okay, this axe is straightforward than the basic hunter's axe. Hunter axe enhanced requires the enhanced weapon skill. Now we're going to continue leveling up, of course, as that's a big part of the mod. Now each level will have more and more requirements. As you can see with this new level, we are missing a blood potion of purity 1, which means you have to go to the dark enchanted forest of vampires and hunt yourself down a super powerful vampire known as the Vampire Baron. Now if you watched the first video, you will know what those guys are like, and I will cut to that now for your sake. Now that you know what you're dealing with, you kill those guys and get their blood purity. Now you will need to kill a level 1 Baron Lord to get the level 1 blood, which is the only purity blood that can be used for this level. Even if you have more advanced, it doesn't work, so you need the blood purity of 1 to get to level 6, I believe. It also requires a book, and then you can get the level 6 book, and the next one will require purity 1, and it will slowly go up over time. Now at a certain point, you'll no longer need vampire fangs on the table, but instead you just need the pure blood in it. And you can keep on going with the rituals and keep on leveling up. Also, the Vampire Hunter Trainer will start asking you for absolutely absurd amount of iron, so be prepared to pay through the nose for your levels. And at a certain point, he'll start asking for gold for your levels. Once you've achieved level 14 of the Vampire Hunter, you can go through all the different machinations of choosing how you want to go through it. Going to just quickly grab all these. Double crossbow. As you can see, you can't actually get all the levels. You just have to sort of mix and choose what you're going to get as a vampire hunter. However, you can get all the basics if you like, even if you truly master one thing, which will let you do some very interesting things within vampirism. I would recommend getting at least 1 point in every single table, just so you can do all the stuff of the vampire hunter, even if you can't do all the insane, crazy stuff that the super powerful ones get. Now, next we are going to quickly look at how to get yourself this holy water substance. Now, holy water is gotten by using a brewing stand, blessed salt, and normal water. Now, to get blessed salt, you have to take pure salt over to a friendly dandy little altar and bless it at the altar. Now, to get pure salt, you have to do stuff with the alchemy table. So the alchemy table is built with garlic like a lot of other things. Now that you have the alchemy table, you need to put some fuel in it, you need to put some bottles in it, and a few other shenanigans. To get the pure salt, you take garlic and a bucket of water, and these will convert down into pure salt. This should give you pure salt, which again can be blessed, then converted, and all that good stuff. And then you take that, throw your blessed salt in the top, you throw some normal water in the bottom, add some blaze powder, bish bash bosh, you'll get yourself holy water, blessed salt water, sorry. Now you can take the blessed salt water to an altar and bless that, and that will turn into holy water. Then you can just give it to vampires directly, or turn it into a splash potion of salt water. Like any other potion, you just add gunpowder. To do blood potions, you take garlic and put it in the top of this blood potion table, and you put vampire blood in the bottom, and then you craft a potion. And it should create a vampire blood potion for you. The effects will be unknown until you drink them, and various different leveling can mitigate or enhance the blood potion. So, this one makes me nauseous and resistant, whereas this one here will give me a jump boost and weakness. So you can use these potions to help yourself, however, they will have negative effects, and that can suck if you do not account for that. So be careful with your blood potions. Finally, there is the crafting of the censer. So the censer has a few interesting requirements to make it. You will need to add some wool and some garlic, I'm not sure in which order, and wood to an alchemy table. Now this shall burn itself down and create for you the core for a garlic diffuser. Now the garlic diffuser core is put inside a garlic diffuser, which requires diamonds and obsidian to make, so it's quite an expensive item. However, this thing will now basically purify a zone and keep vampires out of it. So it's your anti-vampire zone creator. Like the vampires can create vampire woods, you can basically purify a vampire wood with a garlic diffuser. Now basically after this, the vampire hunter actually just comes down to the crafting of various different items. He can make different armors, you can make more potions, and I suspect that the level 15 of a vampire hunter has something to do with the vampire soul because it actually doesn't have any said uses. But basically you just keep upgrading and making more and more advanced weapons. So you can get yourself the better axes, you can get yourself the different armors of the vampire hunter. You can have fun with your super semi-automatic crossbow, which fires at absolutely absurd rate and is good for more than just killing vampires. Now the vampire hunter is actually a lot simpler than the vampire because he just comes down to choosing what to craft. So you can build stuff with your alchemy table, you can build stuff with your crafting table, and it goes on from there. And it just comes down to, again, experimenting. You can get your alchemical fire, which burns forever, which recipe is very straightforward, gunpowder and holy water. So you just need to be in a village near basic vampire hunters. You can even make yourself a silly hat if you like, or a different silly hat. Either one will do, or you can go ahead and make the helmet, or the enhanced helmet, or even your obsidian helmet, whatever you like. And they all have their different looks. One of them looks freaking weird, which is the obsidian helmet. This helmet just looks a little strange. This one just looks like a normal helmet. Goofy hat number 1, goofy hat number 2. But that is up to you to choose what to do with your hats. And that is basically the second half to this mod. So yes, there is some way to get to level 15 as a vampire hunter as well. However, I have no idea how to do that, and I think I will leave that to you to figure out. You can look up online, or you can try to mess around and bang your head against the wall for hours on end. That is all for the Vampirism mod. So if you have any questions about it, be sure to ask me, or you can go and look them up online. The mod creator will probably be willing to help out, as he wants his mod to be as fun as possible. If you have any suggestions on how to make these videos better, do let me know. And if there is another mod which you would like covered, either reviewed, showcased, or a how-to on, I am willing to do any of those. So just speak up in the comments and I will get to it if it is a cool enough mod, or even if it isn't a very cool mod. Because, hey, free content ideas is free content ideas. And I will leave you with that. So until next time, thank you all for watching, and goodbye.